Yo, it's the KIDHYPHEN, the Kid Hype.
Hey, MJ fan, this is Fun Christ.
Hey, this is MJ Love.
And you are listening to the Moonwalker Chat Podcast.
The only place to be if you're a real Michael Jackson fan.
And you tuned in with the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast.
And this is a place to be if you're
back.
a real Michael Jackson
Season
fan.
Season 4. Yes. What's going on, Moonwalker family? What's going on, everybody? We are here and we are back with our 4th season of the Moonwalkers Chat Podcast. So, yes, much love to you guys for supporting us. What's going on, Dove?
Yes. Everything's good. How's everybody doing? Welcome to season 4 of the MCP. Woo woo!
Yes. We are back and we're glad to be here. So yes, before we even start out, if there are any haters to pop up, I will let you know from the gate. You will get your feelings hurt. So please move on and do not come this direction. We're not interested in none of that nonsense. We are here for nothing but love and positivity and good energy. That's what we are all about at the MCP. Yes, indeed. Oh man, what's going on, Henry? What's going on, Terry TJ? MD Love, what's up? So far it's 5 of you here, but we know it'll increase as we go on because it generally starts out slow, but it picks up as we go. Yes.
They better, because we have some popping news. We have some popping content, peoples.
Yeah. But I see Jaquan Armstrong. I see Janesta Coleman here. What's up? I hope all is well with everybody on this Sunday afternoon. It is March 7th, 2021, on a Sunday, of course. And also, it's my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Shout out to you. Oh, man. But, yeah, we have an interesting show for you guys today. So I hope all is well. And this is the new MCP. Cheers to the Empire.
Cheers to the Empire.
For real. Yes. So where do we begin, Dove? Like, where do we start?
Whew, I don't even know. We have so much. I don't know.
What you mean you don't know? I don't like that.
I don't know.
I don't like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Natalie Francis, what's up? It seems you just joined. But yeah, it's definitely been some interesting topics that have popped up as of recently. But you know what? I'll start off light. Let's start off with something that Terry TJ shared. This is definitely a good one. So shout out to Terry TJ for both of these things that we're about to talk about. Her in the Off the Wall podcast. Yes. So what's up, Lorraine Kane? Oh, that rhymes. I like that. But before we start off, shout out to Terry TJ for these two.
Thank you.
Winks. Are they winks? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. But I mean, then again, put it up on the screen. But this first tweet, it comes from Twitter channel, geez, it's not a channel, Twitter page named Prime Jackson. And before I even mention it, just put it up on screen so y'all can see what we're talking about. Let's get on up. All right, can you see the tweet? Can you guys see that? Or do I need to zoom in further? You know what? Let me zoom in further. Give y'all some full screen capabilities.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Now, like I said, this tweet comes from Prime Jackson, and it was posted about 14 hours ago. And the pic says, So sorry, y'all. I just got back from driving 4 MFing hours. You know what MFing is. I don't even have to go there. This is one of the only pics I got that wasn't blurry. In front was another truck with what looked like carousel horses. Not sure exactly what this is. Y'all, I'm at Neverland and they're carting in amusement park rides. That's why I'm like, wow. So this Ron Burkle Urkel person that purchased the Neverland Ranch late last year sometime is apparently, or maybe, I don't want to say that this is definite, but he may be building an amusement park back onto the Neverland property. But I mean, Dove, what do you think about this?
I think this could be something good, but as we all know in the MJ community or MJ fandom or anything MJ related, we can't celebrate until it's really there and there's some, you know, um legit announcement made or something like that because there's so much going on and I don't want to, celebrate before time. So, but this looks good though, I must admit it. So if Burkle is really you know, doing something with the ranch that would actually honor MJ, then I'm happy. That means, like I told you, that means that I won't have to expose his ass because, you know, yeah,
I mean, originally when he made the purchase, the whole MJ fandom was up in arms about it. They was like, "Who is this guy?" And everybody was pulling up receipts and pulling up information about who he was and everything. And you know, I'm still shocked that he made the purchase, but I mean, he had the money to do it, and they've been trying to sell the property for years. And now that the property is sold, it looks like what we assumed may not be happening. We assumed that he was going to demolish the property or desecrate the property, but it looks like he might be turning it into maybe an amusement park, which is pretty much what it once was before. So
yeah.
it looks like it might be going back. Terry TJ says Von Burkle's son died last month. He was 26. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. But yeah, we all expected this whole Neverland purchase to be something bad because we didn't really know much about Ron Burkle, and when we did, we just assumed he was some business person that was going to rip the ranch apart and just do whatever because he said he had no real goals for what he was going to do with it, and this might be one of the goals. Maybe it might become a visitation place still dedicated to MJ, being that he's putting amusement
Mm,
park rides back, which is what MJ had on the property. So we shall see as it goes on down the line.
yeah. But to come back on this guy, you and I have shared links back and forth, and I've sent you some kind of like troubling things about him. So I'm
Yeah,
kind of relieved that if this is really true, then I'm glad.
I hope so as well. I mean, I definitely look for something positive out of this whole purchase and this now renovation that is potentially happening. I mean, I don't know how, excuse me, for certain if this is an actual renovation for an amusement park. This is just based upon what this MJ fan on Twitter had posted because they're by the Neverland Ranch. So I'm not sure how true or real this is as of yet, but let's keep our fingers crossed that there is something positive to come out of this purchase. So just keep your eyes open and we will definitely be updating you on this because this is something major. I mean, we all are MJ fans, Moonwalkers, MJ community members, and more. And we definitely are excited for something positive, but we'll be pissed if it's not. Trust me. The MJ
And if
community is
we
not one to be messed with.
Yeah, and if we get pissed, especially on the MCP, since the monetization got taken away, we don't care anymore. So we're gonna expose your ass. That's it.
Exactly. That ass will be exposed.
Yes.
No problem. Oh man. Well, he had a son that died
Hmm.
in January 2020.
Yeah, his son was found in his apartment. His body was found dead in his apartment last year. And he named one of his companies something like memory or something like that, or legacy. I don't remember anymore, but it was something to honor his son.
Mhm. See, I didn't follow much of the Ron Burkle story after the purchase, but I know you guys probably did, so you guys probably are more aware of it than I am, so I was not aware that his son had passed away. But like I said earlier on, my condolences to the family, because no matter how we feel about a person, I don't wish death on nobody. I don't.
Mm-mm.
That's,
And
that,
especially such a young guy. He was
I
only 28.
think she said 26.
Oh, 26. Sorry.
I mean, that's still young either way,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yep.
I don't know. But yeah, there was something else that you had mentioned to me. Let me pull it up.
What are you gonna pull up? I have to get ready if you're pulling something up that I'm gonna talk about.
You were telling me something regarding Bruno Mars.
Oh, yes.
Let me get him up on the screen. Mr. Mars, where you at? Hold on, let me get it on up. Get Mr. Mars on up. There you go. There's Marsy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he posted a new song, which is a pretty cool song. I myself love Bruno Mars. I love him. Daryl doesn't like him so much, but yeah. But the whole thing is, you guys know that we were doing the mini-sodes thing, and I was working on my episode, and that was involving something with. I'm not going to give away too much because it's not done yet, and I don't know when I'm going to post it, but it's all about recording, and it involves Bruce Swedian, because he was a major part of MJ's recording career and sound engineering and stuff like that. So to me, I was kind of like, does this mean something? Because in the clip, in the video, the music video to the song, you see that there's a big print on one of the drums, and it says Silk Sonic. Now, what does that have to do with Bruce Swedian? Bruce Swedian said or described that the way MJ would record his sounds, he would call that Silk Sonic. Why? Because Bruce Swedian used silk microphones. And for the ones that don't know, silk microphones are kind of like these, vintage microphones that pick up like real sounds, like your own hearing. I don't know about sound engineering. I just know a little bit just because of the research that I did for the minisode. So that's why he called it Silk Sonic. So I was like, ooh, is this tied together? Does this mean something? Is this another wink wink? I don't know.
Yo, now. I'm
I
just
don't
wondering.
know.
But I mean, that's an interesting find because I didn't pay attention to that particular fact, and I see what you're talking about because up and down his Instagram, I see he has jewelry and album covers, and he also has a recording film that says
Mm-hmm.
Silk Sonic taped on it. So I'm just wondering if this has anything to do or any ties to MJ in some sort of way. But like you said, you don't know as of yet until you do some full, extensive research. But I know how you are, so you're gonna come up with something.
Well, I do think that it's funny though that it links back to the way Bruce Swedian recorded, and how he named it. So that's kind of interesting to me. Take care, MD. Thank you
Later,
for
MD.
joining.
Terry TJ said, "Is that the mics that look like there is pantyhose on it?" LOL. Just saying. I think so. Hold on. Let me look it up because I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no. So you know what? Let me look.
The
Silk
pantyhose
microphone.
was the thing that you told me about that was kind of like a filter, so your spit doesn't get
Oh,
on your mic.
Oh wait, is that what? See, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, but
That's what
Silk
the hell
Silk
that filter the screen is that came with the mic that I purchased. Now see, I forgot that I said that.
Yeah, you said
Oh
it.
God, that's horrible. I forgot. But yeah, my microphone broke, so whatever. What's
Yeah,
going
but
on,
Silk mic.
Fahim?
But Terry, so I don't have to say too much. I don't want to spoil the things that I put in my mini-sode. But if you want to Google it, just Google Bruce Sweetie and Silk microphones. Then you'll see a picture of what a Silk microphone looks like. It's like a vintage big ass microphone, and it picks up every single sound in a room. Like a twig sound or a whistling sound or whatever. And you know that Michael was always trying to look for that quote unquote new sound or funky sound or something innovative, that never was heard before. And
Right.
they were doing all kinds of stuff, putting boxes around the microphone so it would sound a different way. Even Michael's vocals were recorded separately, and then one was lower and or higher than the other, so it would kind of like sound like he had a bunch of background singers. But no, it was all Michael's vocals, but they would just lower or higher, his levels.
Gotcha.
Yes.
See, that fact I wasn't aware about the stacking up of boxes around the microphone. That's actually an interesting technique. I wonder what does that do to the sound, or what songs has he actually done that on? That
I
could actually
know.
make a
I
difference.
know, and
But then we'll never
it's on my
know.
it's on my mini-so. Your guys are gonna hear about it. Oh my god, I sound like a certain person.
So right now it's like a mystery until we get this mini. So,
Yes.
oh man, the mystery, the mystery, the mystery. You gotta love it for sure.
Silk pantyhose. Yes. Silk pantyhose.
Oh, man. But also in Jackson news, uh, there is a Janet Jackson documentary that will be coming in 2022, I believe you said.
Yes, and it's official because according to that source, the one that we can name, she signed up for it. So it's very official. It's not like something made up or it's not allegedly. No, she signed for it. So it's coming.
There's an article on it. It says a new documentary of Janet Jackson, Miss Jackson If You're Nasty, is in the works. After Janet Jackson received a long overdue apology from Justin Timberlake, during which he also apologized to Britney Spears for his behavior after their 2004 Super Bowl appearance, A&E Networks revealed that it's collaborating with the Lifetime Network on Janet, which will be a two-part documentary on the singer, actor, songwriter, dancer, and all-around rock goddess. The film will also serve as a celebration of the 40th anniversary of her first album, and yes, it will go there with discussing the Justin Timberlake situation. Okay, once I heard Lifetime is involved, I really hope, and this is no shade to Lifetime, if Lifetime is involved in Janet's documentary, please do it right, because I've watched so many biopics of black artists on Lifetime, and they've been very, very, very terrible. Like the Aaliyah movie, the Whitney Houston movie, or Whitney Houston's daughter's biopic, the Bobby Christina story. Recently, there was the Wendy Williams movie, which Wendy Williams produced herself, and it was still bad. So I'm really hoping that I know A&E produces good stuff, but the fact that they're collaborating with Lifetime, they may want to change their mind about that, because there's no way that Lifetime is going to do Janet's story any justice. So A&E, please work on it by yourself. Cut Lifetime out the deal. Lifetime does not need to be involved in this, and I'm not shading them. They should stick to the normal Sunday movies that I used to watch with my mom. And, some of the stories that I've watched on Lifetime was sad stories, moms chasing down kidnappers, abused moms, teen pregnancies, stuff like that. Those sort of stories that they usually would do. But now they're jumping into the biopic game and the documentary game, and it just kind of has not been working. Because I noticed every time that they did one of these stories, it was never good. So A&E, please Drop Lifetime on this and just work on it alone. You do not need Lifetime to get this out. You have Janet Jackson approving this, so all you need is what she has to say. You don't need Lifetime, no shade. But Dove, what do you think about this?
I don't know about Lifetime. I don't know if that's something like the detail, another thing that you don't like. So I don't know, but if it's really a shitty thing, like they produce shitty stuff, I think they should go. They should get on board with them.
Well, we'll have to sit together one of these days and watch a couple of those biopics that I mentioned, because the Aaliyah one was bad, and they also did a Salt and Pepper one recently, and you even said to me that, it looked bad.
Cheap.
And it was.
It looked cheap. Yes.
And then the fact that Lifetime would even produce a story without all three members of Salt and Pepper. There was three actual members, and they cut her out of the story and gave her pretty much background character role, just as the DJ. I mean, she was the DJ, but she also rapped, produced. She was in every interview, on album covers with Salt and Pepper. And of course, you guys know who Spinderella is. If you don't, look her up. She was the DJ, even though we know that there was two of them. The previous one quit after a couple of months and quit after the first album. Every other album after that featured the second Spinderella, which is named Dee Dee. Lifetime left her pretty much out. Never contacted her, never got her insight as to what went down between Salt and Pepper, and they don't do their full extensive research to be producing any biopics about anybody. I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
That's not good though. I mean, if you're telling your lifetime story as in a documentary, you should make sure that everything is on point. And if they don't do that, they don't provide that for the main character, then that's pretty shitty. I can't put it any other way. That's pretty shitty. So I know the Salt and Pepper thing. Wow, that looked like a low budget film. I'm sorry to say, I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I was like, oh my God, this is so bad.
I watch every time that there's a biopic about one of my favorite musicians, rappers, singers, whoever, and I know the details of their story and the details of the movie don't match up to their story, or the production is just horrible, I'm not going to tell anybody to watch it. Usually I would be like, oh, go watch this, go watch that. But it was something about the way Lifetime produces this stuff that is not in an authentic basis. It's just horrid. It's horrible. Horrible. Horrible with a capital H.
Yeah,
Seriously.
because look at the New Edition film. That was a amazing production. Amazing.
Yeah. And that was because BET produced that. BET tries to not produce any crap when it comes to well-known artists. They try to go for the jugular and get every detail out there. And they made sure that when they produced that movie, they had every member of New Edition on board. So that way there was no leaving anybody out, no misconceptions or misunderstandings about their story. They told it with everybody's information and not just the information of what they thought they knew, like Lifetime does.
It was a really great movie. It's really not even a movie. What is it called? A biopic, I guess.
Biopic, yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys know about New Edition, be sure to check it out. It's very good. The new guys that play, all the new actors that play the New Edition characters, they were amazing. The cast was amazing. It was just mind blowing.
It really was. And I mean, the fact that they did each part of the movie in 3 parts and stages, so that way you was able to keep up with the movie in full. They started out with them as kids, them as teenagers, and then them as adults. So I was like, you know what? That's the way it's supposed to be done.
Yep.
Well, like the way they did on Netflix with Selena. That's the way biopics is supposed to be done, or bio-related stories. That's the way it should be done. So, kudos to them, Netflix, BET, their well-known production on biopics. I give them credit. What's going on, everybody? I see you. So nice not seeing the caps. I know that she left, unfortunately, and you know what? We're all for it. I don't care. Like, bye-bye.
Yeah. I wonder if she's coming back though. Maybe she just disappeared for a little bit.
Because I got upset with her about asking questions over and over about, is it about me? Is it about me? If it's about you, you know, because that means you're guilty. You wouldn't have to ask. And besides, even if it was me as the guilty party, I'm not going to sit up there and keep asking, is it me? Is it me? Is it me? I'd be like, I did it, and what?
What you want to do?
Yeah, like, seriously, I would have been like, I did it, and what? But unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was just, did I do it? Did I do it?
Fahim says Mars looking like MJ in the Off the Wall era. I agree.
Oh, era?
It's kind of like, yeah, it's like a vintage kind of look back.
Vanessa says HBO is ill.
It's garbage. It's basura. It's mierda.
Seriously, pure mierda, pure shit.
HBO is crap.
For real. Oh my goodness. But yeah, there is a Janet Jackson documentary coming, so definitely be on the lookout for that. That is a must-see as long as it's produced well, because she is a legend just like her brother, and she deserves the same respect as MJ would get if he was getting a documentary produced with his permission.
Exactly.
And that's with his permission, because we know how they are. They do these unauthorized things, and they end up being mierda, as Dove says. There was also something else that came from Terry TJ. I mentioned it earlier on, so shout out to her again for this one. So let me go to it, put it up on the screen so you guys can see, and we take it from there. Can you feel it? Don't make me sing. For real. Now, this next story comes from Terry TJ, and she had pointed out to us that Poppa T, aka Tito Jackson of the Jackson 5 and the Jacksons, he posted something to his story recently about an update to the song Can You Feel It? So before we even continue, let's just play his Instagram story and you guys can see what we're referring to.
Major instinct. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live up the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Did you guys see that? Or do I need to run it back one more time? Did y'all guys get to see it? You know what? Let me just play it one more time just in case for... What's going on, Flips? Thank you for joining us. Hold on.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Now, like I said, that comes from Tito Jackson's Instagram page, and the story is about the Can You Feel It song being updated, and it's being updated to now feature Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. and several other things that Martin Luther King has said that they have recorded in their archives. So I actually look forward to this. I mean, this is something different. And that song is about uniting people, and we know what he stood for, which was uniting people of different races, colors, ethnicities, and so on and so forth. So this is definitely cool that, the Jackson brothers are updating some of their older songs. I wonder what else they have in store for us regarding updates. But I mean, Dove, what do you think about this one?
I think a lot is happening again. We've had months and months of silence, from everybody. And now all of a sudden, this whole wave of stuff is coming up again. And, and it's I think it's pretty cool, having a Martin Luther King version of Can You Feel It, or a remix, and it's definitely official. I see your commentary that it's real, and all the brothers posted it, and yeah, the Michael Jackson official account posted it as well. So I'm looking forward to it. What's up, Manny? What's up, Terry? Another Terry.
Oh, nice.
So,
What's up, Terry?
yeah,
Flips,
I'm def
Rachel, Mandy?
I'm definitely looking forward to it, to see what else there's in store. We'll see the developments, hopefully.
I love the way you said that, though. Developments.
It's the developments. It's wonderment. It's magical. It's wonderful.
It is
Because
wonderful, though. It's exciting. It's almost,
yes,
it's the next best thing to getting new music. I mean, it's updated. It's going to have a different sound. And it also sounds like they're using a live band outside of the Jacksons. 'Cause, I mean, we all know that the Jacksons, several of them play instruments, like Tito does the bass. Jermaine also does bass and electric guitar. He also is good at acoustic, to my understanding. So it'll be nice to see them actually do this with a drum line, because that's what it looks like it's going to be. I would love to
it
see
looks like
them. I love
it
drum
almost
lines.
looks it almost looks like a marching band.
For real. That's why I'm like, that's going to be dope. I definitely look forward to it. And like Terry TJ says, she says it's all real. The brothers posted it, and also it's on Michael Jackson's official page. So
Yep.
it's definitely a real song that's coming, and I can't wait for it. I'll be first to actually download and buy it. I'll show support, because I'm a huge supporter of the Jackson family. So yes, kudos to the
No.
brothers for bringing. Yes, you didn't know?
No.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh
Get
wait,
out
I'm
of
not supposed
here.
to say that, right? I'm not supposed to say that, right? Like,
You can say whatever you want. It's your freaking channel.
oh man, but that's amazing though. I mean, definitely am excited for that. This is the next best thing close to getting new music. So I definitely look forward to this update of Can You Feel It? And shout out to the Jackson brothers, Tito, Marlon. I don't know if it's going to be all of them, but Tito, Marlon, Randy, Jermaine. I can't wait.
Yes.
Oh man, that's exciting though. Wow. I can't believe that though, because I mean, we've been itching for some new music from the Jacksons, period. Whether it's from MJ, Tito, whoever, we want some new music, and here we are. I mean, this might as well be a new song, because it sounds completely different with the live drum cadence, and like you said, a marching band and a drum line. So this is definitely going to be something really dope, and I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah, and especially with Martin Luther King, his message. So that kind of coincides with the Can You Feel It song. So I definitely see what they're doing.
It definitely is a good message, just like the song was a good message. So definitely combining the two together would make the message that both Martin Luther King and the Jacksons had to say even more powerful, because they both wanted to unite people. So this is definitely major, and I look forward to it. And the time 34 just passed, so that means 7-7. Cheers to the sevens. I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
Henry, what did you miss? I don't know. Where did you leave off?
Where
What's
did you
up,
leave
Ola?
out? What's going on, Ola? And welcome back, Henry. But Yeah, this is definitely awesome. So yeah, let me play it one more time for those who missed, since I see people are just joining. You don't mind, Dove, right?
Nope.
All
You
right,
could put it
so
on repeat all day though, if you want.
press play.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Can you feel it? Yes, we can.
Look around, the whole world's coming together now. Yeah,
Yeah.
can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? As MJ would say, he always said, "Can you feel it?" You gotta throw that. You know MJ with his oohs, ha's, and da's and he's. He didn't play, so I definitely look forward to that. Now, there was something else that we wanted to talk about. The anniversary of the This Is It announcement just passed. It just reached 12 years.
Yeah.
And this is the topic that's come up a lot on, my YouTube channel, if you remember. We've spoken about this regarding MJ being there at the O2 Arena, as others have decided to disagree with me about and kind of make fun of, but I'm like, believe what you want. I don't care, because either way, I know the truth, and I do think logically when it comes to the stuff I put out. I don't put out mess, nonsense, garbage, none of that. And March 5th, 2009 was a crazy day for MJ personally, knowing what was coming next, because he knew that he was going to be leaving. And I don't know if many of you who are watching follow the death hoax. If you don't, there's a whole slew of videos. There's almost 100 videos on the topic on my YouTube channel over an 11-year period. And there's plenty of information out there. And I mean, if you want to go directly for the This Is It stuff, I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel that is dedicated to the This Is It portion of my hoax research, as well as the This Is It 7 and 7.5, which is directly about the O2 Arena and proving that MJ was there. So, but I'm not going to get into whether he was there, whether he was not, because that's a whole nother story. But I mean, Dove, you was talking to me about something regarding what was going on backstage previous to us
Yeah.
starting. So what was that?
Okay, so first of all, um, you guys have been here for the 4 full seasons. So you guys remember when Kreis joined us, and he was actually there at the O2 Arena press conference. We got full details,
Oh, she got cut out.
et
Hold
cetera, et
on.
cetera.
You got cut out. Start over, Dove.
Oh, okay. I'll start over. So you guys have been with us for the full 4 seasons. You guys remember that we had Kreis on here, who is a friend to the podcast and also was there at the O2 Arena press conference. He gave us full detailed information as to how it went down, and that was kind of weird. There was a weird vibe going on. MJ was late, and you saw that interview. If you didn't see it, go back and look at it, and take all of it in. But okay, I found something. I found an article that explains what happened behind quote unquote closed curtains, closed doors, whatever. We've all heard the alleged things happening between AEG Live and Michael and Tomei and stuff like that. But so if you have a weak stomach, please turn your volume down or just skip it or whatever and come back in a little, because this is pretty graphic, guys. But okay, I'm just gonna start. So I'm gonna read the whole article. Bear with me. You ready?
Ready for Kenny?
Ready for Getty. Y'all ready, guys? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready.
Hit that thumbs up if you guys are ready to hear this. Hit that thumbs up. Ola says, I just wanted to say something. As a young person, I use TikTok a lot, and there's a trend to MJ's bed. Basically, they stand on their toes, and that's it. That's the one thing that makes me mad is that. I can understand. I can understand that. Do something different. Honor MJ differently. That's all I can say.
Okay, are we getting okays and
Yep.
thumbs up?
They're getting
Okay.
thumbs up. They want to hear it.
All right. Well, get ready, guys. So, it was obvious that Michael was struggling emotionally with Peter Lopez's resignation and the unauthorized auction release of his personal belongings. He refused completely, and from now on didn't want to communicate with either AEG or Tomei. February set a new date, March 5th, for the press conference. Witnesses who were in the same London hotel as Michael Jackson that day confirmed that he refused to give the announced press conference for an hour and a half and well beyond the scheduled start of the press conference. He barricaded himself in his room until, quote unquote, someone finally got him to come out. Today we know who that someone was. Randy Phillips, the boss of AEG Live, and he used physical violence. He probably assumed that no one would find out about it, but his arrogance and tendency to show off caused him to email the whole thing to colleagues and bragged up about it, how he managed to get MJ to give the press conference after all. So I'm going to quote what there was stated in the emails. He yelled at him until the wall shook, and then he hit him. Then he and Tomei pushed him into the cold shower to humiliate him. These emails would have remained private and confidential had it not been for Catherine Jackson's civil lawsuit against AEG Live in 2013. That resulted in Phillips' emails being checked. It so happened that this piece of information ended up on the judge's table as evidence 4 years after Michael's passing. Phillips later attempted to explain his and Tomei's behavior by downplaying the incident and pretending Michael was drunk, which would also not have justified their disgusting approach. But this statement was refused by his own contradictions and by other witnesses. Quote, Michael was neither drunk nor under the influence of medication, let alone drugs. Phillips and Tomei's actions were brutal, inhuman, and disrespectful. Why did they even force Michael to give his press conference? Panicked emails between Phillips and Gongaware revealed the real reason. MJ wanted to get out. That was why they forced him to give the press conference. They knew that an official statement would morally oblige him to pull it off. His love and loyalty to his fans was well known, and they saw this as the only way to finally bind him to AEG. Now, this is from a book that's called Make That Change by Sophia Pade and Armin Reesey. Okay, I'm done. You can comment.
Wow.
That's a lot,
But
huh?
yeah, that's a lot to take in. Because I mean, to have somebody forcibly throw you in a shower, we don't even know if the water
Hmm.
was hot.
It was
Water could have been
cold.
ice cold.
It said it was cold.
Wait,
People
they said it
actually
was
know
cold?
about it. Yeah, it was a cold shower. They forced him into a cold shower to humiliate him after yelling at him and beating on him.
I know that he had issues with Tome putting his hands on him. I didn't know that there was more than one person, so this adds a lot more to the story. And this is what I was saying before, that each time that more and more stuff pops up, you learn more of the behind the scenes stuff that may have tied to what MJ was really experiencing.
Yeah. So there's also, that was the reason why he was so late. Remember, Fawn Christ told us he was
Yeah,
late.
he was
Everybody
hours
was
late.
waiting. Yeah, that was because he barricaded himself in the room. He was like, "No, I'm not announcing this because I'm not going to do 50 concerts. I only signed for 10." And they probably went back and forth, you know, until this shithead of Randy Phillips and Tomei got in his room and just, ruffled him up and put him under the cold shower and probably said, "You know what, you have to do this. You have to do this because, we've paid a lot of money. Your fans are out there. You better get your ass out there." And that's how they, forced him.
So it definitely ties to what Fon Price said on our show last
Mm-hmm.
year about MJ being hours late to the O2 Arena. And this is the one thing that I say that I do appreciate having him on the show, because he's a first-hand witness. He was actually there. The man still has his ticket stubs, still talks to everybody who he met there. So everybody else that was there can actually corroborate his story as to what happened. And he's going to put us in contact with more of those people so we can get to the bottom of what actually happened there, because people kept saying there was someone, no one probably paid this any attention, but behind the red curtain where MJ was standing, that there was someone that kept peeping from behind there, and that was Tomei. That was peeping, watching, like he was making sure that MJ was talking. And if you kept noticing that MJ kept kind of tilting his head a little bit and kind of, it wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't looking out of the corner of his eye, watching Tomei behind him, being that that man was behind the curtain watching him give this announcement.
Wouldn't surprise me either. Like you better do your thing.
Yeah,
You better pull out the big guns because we're watching your back. Not in a good way.
not at all. And it's really, really, really just troubling that we had him on our show and people still say, "Oh, I don't believe that." And I'm like, were you there? That's the whole point. We have someone that was actually there, who witnessed this stuff while there at the O2 Arena. Most of the fans that know about the O2 Arena and are MJ fans and followed the story have said that, "Oh, well, I don't believe this and I don't believe that." But were you actually there? You can't take away from anybody else's experience from them being directly there on March 5th, 2009, that particular day. That's why we were able to go forth with my This Is It 7 project, because we actually had inside information. And this is one of the ways that I operate on my channel, was I want to make sure that anything that I put out, I got word of mouth from somebody that was there. I want to make sure that anything that I put out, you guys will be able to take and learn from it, because there's a lot of things regarding MJ and what happened to MJ on March 5th, 2009, that we still are trying to understand, because it's so much more past what I put into my videos.
Yeah. And we already know that if what these girls used in their book to write the story, to put it on paper, if they got actual stories from the people who were in the same hotel as Michael Jackson at the time, and they were even on the same hallway or whatever, or a room beside his room or whatever, y'all already know that Michael was not going to be quiet about this. He was probably having a fit. like, I'm not doing this. I'm sick of it, throwing stuff around.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And people think because, he's MJ, he's supposed to, and he's so soft spoken, and they expect that he's supposed to play weak to people. And I hate that misconception about him, because in the long run, he's a man. He's not a punk the way people try to make him look. He's not some punk ass bitch the way people try to make him look to be. And I always hated that misconception because, he's so soft spoken and he's just so soft, and the way he carries himself doesn't mean that he wouldn't hesitate to cuss somebody out if needed be. Does not
Right.
mean. If you've watched all of MJ's videos over the years, including the one that I had shared in This Is It 7 and 7.5, where they show the walk and everybody's like, oh, that's not MJ. And then we find him doing the walk again at a different instance in 2003. And they're still saying that's not MJ. Then they started pointing out, oh, well, those aren't his teeth. Found his 45th birthday party where he spoke on stage and he was smiling, same exact damn teeth. And I'm like, I don't get, why would MJ have impersonate him for his 45th birthday party? Does that make any sense? That's what I'm like, it does not make any sense. And the fact of the matter is, MJ was at the O2 Arena, and MJ was being grabbed and touched in what I feel to be inappropriate ways. Because if you're grabbing me to the point it feels like you're hurting me, then that's inappropriate. You have no business grabbing on me. You seen my videos, guys. Like, for those of you who watched all of my videos, and This Is It 7, you see that I am showing pictures of the way Tome is grabbing and gripping and yanking on MJ's arm as he's waving and talking to his fans outside of the hotel. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you grabbing on this grown-ass man like that? Like he's some fucking rag doll or he's some kid to you. Like, who are you to do that? And it was all because Tome was a crooked, lying, thieving, conniving bastard.
Yeah. And I see Terry commenting where the bodyguards were. I don't know where they were. They probably were doing their thing, or probably they were kept busy somewhere else. Or maybe even MJ told them, you know what, guys, it's okay. I got this. But he wouldn't suspect, I think, that he was going to be cornered by two guys being angry at him, the one shouting in his ear, and and then after that, they hit him, and then they both of them pulling him under or grabbing him and putting him under the cold shower.
The crazy part about it is when you watch him entering the O2 Arena that particular day, you see people walking with him, but you don't see his security guards.
Yeah, they were probably held busy somewhere. Like, oh, you need to keep an eye on the crowd, or MJ told us that you had to go this and there, or something.
I expected them to be right there up under him. I know that they were there at the O2 Arena because if you remember, Tome and security, from what Final Price had said, was letting them know that MJ wanted all his fans moved up front where the media was standing. They didn't want the media to be ahead of the fans because that was disrespectful to all the fans that stood there all of those hours.
Yeah, so probably that's what the bodyguards were doing. Like, probably since we know this background story now, Tome and Randy probably told the bodyguards, you know what, Mr. Jackson needs you all downstairs or whatever at the O2 Arena right now, in order to get all of his fans to the front row where he can see them and interact with them, make sure that happens in a safe way. And probably they weren't there when these two took advantage of him that way.
And it's a shame because that's always been the case. People have always taken advantage of him. And it's not even like he allowed it. It's just that a lot of the times they would get into his circle as managers, like Tome did, and take over, signing and forging documents and all of this other stuff. And that's one of the ways they took advantage, by putting his name on documents that he didn't actually authorize. And of course, him being quote unquote MJ's manager at the time, he was able to get away with that, and MJ never knew a thing because it's not uncommon in Hollywood. And this is one of the biggest misconceptions. It's not uncommon in Hollywood that some of these celebrities have their managers and assistants sign stuff for them, but they never know that these people are going to be signing business deals. That's a different story, though. Business deals, checks, and it's just horrifying. And it makes me wonder, though, what actually brought MJ into really dealing with Tomei. I mean, outside of, Jermaine suggesting him to him, being that Jermaine was, I believe he was married to Tomei's sister or dated Tomei's sister or something. And I'm just like, what really made him allow him? Because I'm sorry, Tomei appears very threatening to me. I'm looking at him. I wouldn't want to cross his path because I might think he might want to swing on me or something. So I might have to keep my guard up around him. He don't look like somebody you could trust.
At all. And it also makes you realize in the state that Michael was at that time, at that point, and he still made it to the stage and approach his fans and do his little speech and whatever. But for him to not put up a fight just makes you think where he was, like, physically and mentally at that point. He probably felt so small, like, I'm the biggest entertainer of all time, not in a cocky way, but I'm the biggest person here. I'm making these people billions of dollars, and this is what they do to me.
It's crazy, though. I mean, his experience is something that we'll never understand. We're just trying to put the pieces together because there is no way to really understand in full without the full puzzle. It's this puzzle that we call MJ, who we know and love, is still missing a lot of pieces. So the way we try to put things together, we're still putting those pieces together, even now, 11 years after this particular, well, now 12 years, 12 years after this particular incident. So even now, you coming forth with this article shows that there were still missing pieces outside of what we researched on This Is It 7 and 7.5. So this is a good find. Kudos to you, homie.
Thank you. But also kudos to, and a big shout out to Fancries and, for him sharing, what he saw. And probably he wasn't even the only one who kind of got that weird vibe. They were, of course, excited to see him and happy to see him. But, when something is off and is weird, you kind of feel like that strange vibe going on. So probably he wasn't even the only one who kind of had that feeling like something isn't right here. It's not the Michael that we know. He did his best, but it's not the Michael that we know. It's not the showman, the one that gives it his all on stage. He wasn't being himself. I mean, can you imagine? I just can't. I just see him, the poor thing getting, dragged to under the shower, being soaked, and then having to put on his stage and all the other stuff, and then go out there and have your speech. No wonder that he was like, after this speech, I'm done. I'm taking that plane and I'm off. Which, is going to lead to the next thing that we're going to talk about right now. Jesus, Lord, have mercy.
Let me sip my water real quick because I need a little libation. That's a big word for those who think that I'm ignorant.
Sip that water.
Yes. Quench my thirst. Quench my thirst. But Flip says they're all connected. They are. They are all connected.
And I agree.
Tomei and Randy Phillips were brothers-in-law.
Yeah. I think Tomei's brother or something like that was someone's driver.
It's so many
I don't
weird
know.
connections. It's kind of hard to piece everything together still.
Yeah, and I do agree that it's all connected and that AEG did not give one shit about Michael. They didn't care. They
He
were all
didn't.
thinking about raking up that money. That was all. That was their mindset. We need ticket sales, and even Fankreis told it. Tickets were sold out within minutes because they
Yeah,
knew that was a done deal. As soon as you hear Michael Jackson concert, that would be
that's
sold
that.
out. hmm So they knew that was for sure money. And then still, Jesus, I want to beat these guys up. Who's gonna join me? Let's go and beat AEG people up.
Oh man, that would be an interesting thing though. If we could find Randy Phillips and maybe Tome Tome and kick his ass. Tome Tome might give me a run for his money. Who knows? Because he looked crazy. So Tome Tome might come out swinging.
He ain't got nothing on us, homie. I mean, you're from New York. I'm from Spain, and we have some badass people here. So
Oh yeah,
bring it on.
Brooklyn,
I ain't
Brooklyn.
scared of I ain't scared of no Tomei. Shit.
Oh no, something not right with him.
No.
Tome seemed like a Yolanda Saldivar type, so I don't trust him. Mm-mm. No way, no how. I swear. I
You're
mean,
welcome, Janesta.
do you guys have any questions for us? Anything that you want to share with us, tell us, have us put up on screen? Like, oh,
Oh,
Terry says to give her your earrings, Dove.
oh yeah. I have Terry TJ who here offers to hold my earrings, so I have my girl here backing me up. But yeah, we still have that other thing to share, Daryl.
Oh yeah, we still owe Diane Diamond. Anybody anybody want to kick some Diane Diamond ass? Like, you guys owe her. Like seriously. Oh man, especially of her work with a hard copy and her stupid article. I don't want to disrespect because me, I can consider myself a journalist. I never thought I was a journalist until I started backtracking and looking at some of my old work, which I showed you, Dove, and you guys seen on social media. Yeah, I never thought I was much of a journalist, but I am. I've been published multiple times. Never thought that, but I've written good stuff. I've only written
hmm
good stuff and positive stuff and stuff that can help improve people's lives and creation process and people's writing and things like that. So serious stuff, but you know how I do.
hmm
But I mean, if you
Well,
guys
I,
don't,
I still I still have one more thing to connect to this last story. If you guys are willing to listen, I have one more article to share
well,
about
share it.
well, you already know about it, but the viewers here, our peoples. So you all know about Michael's stuff getting auctioned and his stuff being sold left and right. You all heard about Julian's auction. So I found another article which is pretty interesting as well. And you'll soon understand why it leads back to this whole Tome Tome thing. So Julian's auction started on June 25th, 2010, and it quotes, "It's very important to us to share Michael's things and his legacy with the people around the world who love him. So after Michael's passing, I was deeply heartbroken as Michael is very important to us and to the world. There will never be anyone like him. We never had any problems with Michael Jackson. The lawsuit had nothing to do with him and was more of a result of others. Michael knew that we did nothing wrong, and we knew that he was not the reason for the lawsuit." Julian said Jackson had invited him to the opening of his London concerts. Quote, "I think he felt bad about what happened, but I always knew he was not to blame for anything. The items we had were returned to Michael Jackson, but he declined to comment on Dr. Tome Tome, who was regarded as a controversial figure in Michael's life. It was Tome who decided to dismantle Are you guys listening? It was Tomei
Yep.
who decided to dismantle Neverland and hold the auction. He then reportedly asked for the MJ and memorabilia to be returned to him instead of to Mr. Jackson. Darren Julian said he conservatively estimated the value of the items in their June auction at 600,000 US dollars to 800,000 US dollars. Jackson's estate recently signed a record-breaking $250 million deal with Sony Music Entertainment to retain distribution rights to his recordings until 2017 and release 10 posthumous projects over the next 7 years. So this there's a couple of MJ furniture that he ordered before he left. Now, what people don't know is besides that being that Michael Jackson was a very good, let's say, great performer, entertainer, he was also a businessman. He was, a visionary. He was a humanitarian, yada, yada, the whole thing. But what we didn't know, that he also designed his own furniture. Yes, you heard it correct. His own furniture. So he ordered a lot of stuff. And one of the sofas, which was a very big, like gold-plated sofa or couch, whatever you want to call it, with red suede cushions on it, that was supposed to be delivered at the This Is It concert. It, of course, never got there because it never happened. The concerts never went through. So what happened is, that's on auction, and it ended up in a hotel in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, which you can Google and you can see for yourself that it's there.
I've seen. Oh man, and it's at that place. It's at that place we discussed.
I think it has something to do with that. Yes, I think
But
so.
we'll save that for next week. We're not going to get into that now, though.
Yes.
That's an interesting one. I mean, I was shocked. I had no clue that there was any ties to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam and MJ or any of the Jackson family. So this is an interesting find, and I can't wait to discuss it during next week's episode.
Yeah. But the whole auction was unauthorized. So here proves our point. Tomei forged MJ's signature more than once, and he just raked up that money. And obviously, Michael was planning something, because why would he, design new furniture? He designed it himself. We all know that he has perfect drawing skills. We all seen his drawings.
Yeah.
He's amazing. So he did that, and then he wanted this particular sofa, couch, whatever you want to call it, delivered to the This Is It set. And now it's at a hotel lobby, which is filled with, I don't know, of course not the original ones, but
Replicas.
Replicas of the furniture that he designed. It's all in. You want to Google it, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. It's according to Google, the hotel name is the Riviera Saigon. So
You're breaking up, Dove.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, the hotel name is Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, the Reverie Saigon. So if you guys want to Google it, if you want to check it out, you'll see for yourself, and you'll see that it's very, 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 what you would call MJ-like stuff with the golden stuff and sparkly thingies on it, and the red suede stuff and cushions and feathers and all that extra diva stuff. Yeah, but it was all Tomei. He did it. He had Neverland, dismantled. and put all his shit on auction, selling left and right. Even, I'm guessing even his "This Is It" outfits were done by him. Like, you know what? This guy left. Let us rake in some money.
It was all about the money because they figure with them having to potentially give refunds back to everybody who's not getting a chance to see the concert, they sold his shit as a way to make that money back, because I guarantee a majority of that money did not go to the estate or the Jackson family at all. Guaranteed. And then for Tomei to still pop up, 10, 11 years later, still saying that he's owed money after all that you've already sold and taken? Seriously? He sold millions and millions of dollars worth of stuff. Yep. And he's still needing more money.
Makes no sense.
I don't know. I mean, this is allegedly, but we don't know if Tomei might be on that crack-a-lack, because he's spending up his money way too fast. I'm sorry. You sold millions of dollars worth of stuff in the years prior, and then you show up 10 years, 11 years later almost, saying that you're owed money, and then almost, I think he, did he get that? He did get the money.
Yeah.
They settled it. He got the money.
They settled it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
but then
he didn't
decided
deserve that.
to come back. No, but he decided to come back with another lawsuit. He wanted more. He was like, no, that's not enough. I want more. He was just greedy, So it's all about business and their pockets being filled off of MJ's name. And why did it happen? I see Janesta asking. My guess is I don't know. I wouldn't say poor legal support, because we all know that he has a kick-ass legal team behind him. So I would say, since Tomei was in charge of forging his signatures and doing anything and everything under MJ's name, he was taking care of all of that. So he basically covered his own back. MJ was not in he wasn't capable of having his own money. He couldn't have his own money. The only thing that he owned when he went away was a suitcase. I'm not even going to say what was in that suitcase. The people who know. Exactly. So he only had that. So the rest of his money was all in the hands of this dude. So that's why it happened. I mean, look at what happened to Neverland. Why did it happen? Why did the family not do anything? Because they couldn't. It was out of their hands. It was, colony capital or colony capital and the MJJ estate. So there are certain things that you just can't get to, whether you have a kick-ass legal team or not. If you signed off your rights, quote unquote, even if it's a forged signature, you can't do anything, not even your family. So, that's what happened. And since he left, it's not like he can come back and say, you know what, you're doing me wrong, and I didn't sign this. I can prove it to you that this signature is false. He can't do that. He was already gone. So, they were sure of that money, and that's how things go down.
That's why I wish, even though in the long run that I know the Jacksons don't support the death hoax researchers, a lot of us have found documents that we've proven was forged. And if they were watching us, as I was being told, they could have pointed out, like, not even what we're saying, showing anyone a video, but just mention to a lawyer, mention to the court, we learned that our brother or our cousin or my son's signature was potentially forged by his former manager, and we'd like to get his signature authenticated, because they actually can do that. Mm-hmm. They do have a court-appointed signature or writing, what do they call them? Writing professional? What the hell do they call them? For writing forensics or something?
Yeah, something like that. Mm-hmm.
And they could have mentioned that and had it investigated and see that those signatures do not match up. And maybe all of these lawsuits will go out the window because I have this document here. Look, he signed it, but that's not really his signature, though.
Mm-mm.
So the fact that Tomei is able to pull out those papers and say that, look, his signature is here, he owes me. he wouldn't be able to do that if somebody spoke up from the family and said those signatures aren't real and we can prove it.
Right. But this is totally besides the point. But people who were around Michael for as long as the many years that, like, Kenny Ortega has been, Randy Phillips, Tomei, who else? Oh, Michael Bush, his designer, his clothes designer. Even he knew how to do or not do MJ's signature, because we all know that he signed certain clothing and put it on auction, or he sold it, privately. And a lot of fan clubs do that. Managers
Yeah, they do.
or brothers and sisters, they get the hang of the one that's an artist in their family, or is the most relevant, or the most money making person in their family. They get a hang of how to get their signature done, and they sign for them. They sign the posters, they sign the pictures, they sign the clothing, and it doesn't mean that you're getting the real thing. And MJ's signature has been forged, like, I don't know how many times. If you look at the documents, original ones that can be Googled, because it's open information. You can look at it. None of his signatures, are alike. None of them.
Same with mine. My signature changes every time that I sign my name. One minute it looks real nice, the next minute it looks like shit. I'm not gonna act like my handwriting is the best. I'm like, ugh,
Yeah,
you wrote that?
but there's a certain way that you write stuff, especially if you have, there's people that put hearts in their signature, or stars. Michael Jackson had that little sunny thing or rays in his signature at the end.
Yeah.
Of course, you're not going to sign with that on official documents, but you would see the way his handwriting is, or his signature. If you look at other signatures that was done by other people, you see that it's similar, but it's not the same. Look on all the auction sites on his clothing. You see that it's not an original MJ signature, even on eBay, even on Amazon. So if you guys ever order anything MJ autographed, quote unquote, make sure that it's authorized. Make sure that it has its certificate, that it's real, because you're going to get scammed. Because I've seen stuff online for sale, and they're asking like $4,000, $5,000, and all you see is like a little doodle of, and it says Michael Jackson. I'm like, who are you trying to kid here? I'm not paying $5,000 for that. My son can't do that signature. That's not his.
No lie. Nowadays, a lot of the times, a lot of this stuff can be sold with, Photoshop. You can Photoshop these things, and it's disgusting to me that the fans are being ripped off by this pretty much garbage memorabilia that has nothing to actually do with the actual person.
Yeah, and even if it is a original, let's say you buy the Thriller jacket, or the Beat It jacket, or even his glove, it could be the original one, because he probably had a couple of them lying around. I'm not saying that that's not the real one, but as soon as you put a nothing, the whole worth is gone.
You're right about that one.
So it's just so wrong on so many levels, and I'm very glad that I got to share this with you guys, because this is pretty good information about the whole background thing. And it's always nice to learn about stuff, and we got more coming for next week, so stay tuned.
For sure. And I mean, I appreciate always getting the chance to learn some of this stuff too, because as she's reading some of this stuff, I'm learning it firsthand alongside you guys. It's not all the time I know all of this stuff. I don't pretend, like I said, to be some MJ know-it-all, or we learn as we go. And
yeah, and And these two, I didn't want to tell you, up front because I wanted to kind of see your reaction. Like, were you shocked? Because I went like, when I was reading it, I was like, oh my God, this is so horrible.
It is horrible. And to think that this sort of actions and behavior is never going to change as long as his name is in existence, it's never going to change.
No, because MJ, you know what? MJ, and I hate to say it this way, and you know that I don't mean it that way, Michael. You know I love you. But MJ is easy money. Anything MJ is easy money.
It's
You
true.
say MJ and you're already collecting coins.
Especially if you're the media.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it takes. MJ stubbed his toe in 1987. Did anybody know that? News article, money, and that's exactly how it goes every time.
Yep. And it's sad.
But I mean, it was definitely fun today being back and getting the chance to chat with you guys because it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that you guys rocked out with us 4 seasons on the podcast. So it's definitely a blessing that we're able to continue to do this because I never thought I would actually start a show or be a part of a show, period, and have such a wonderful co-host and friend to do this show
Aw.
with. So, yeah, much love to you, Miss Dove Angel Diva.
Well,
As
thank you very mucho, my friend. Same here.
So yeah, it's definitely amazing to have you guys, Janesta, Terry, the other Terry, Mandy, MD Love, Henry. I don't know if I'm getting everybody's names.
Just say everybody. Just say everybody.
Try to memorize everybody's names that attend and always show up to our podcast. Because, I appreciate the loyalty that they show to us and show to my channel. And, I'm glad that you guys are here. And I'm glad that we're here for you guys to listen to and watch.
Yes.
So, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to the MCP today and welcoming us back with open arms. We definitely will be back with some more coming next week. We will be coming with that fire. Trust me.
Yes, sir.
Juicy good stuff coming next week. And we definitely can't wait to share it. So much love, everybody. And we will be seeing you next week.
Yes.
Later. Peace out, guys.